a couple of weeks ago, a group of private landowners, both individuals and entities, approached the Prime Minister, and he did give them an audience. And there were many concerns about the extent of their rights of ownership, etc. Now, we're looking at sets of possibly competing interests when we look at the Maya land rights case in the South, Isani, because the government of Belize, as we all know, has recognized Maya customary land tenure due to the 2015 ruling of our highest court. And so, in many instances, before we get the legislative and administrative framework in place, in many instances, we may have competing interests. For example, we are quite aware that in Indian Creek and to some extent Golden Stream and a few other places, there are differences which government will have to try to address and facilitate, maybe perhaps mediation, etc. And so we felt it, the Prime Minister asked us to deal with the issue. Our ministry has reached out to some of the private landowners. For example, I can share with you that we are in the process of working with the U.S. Capitol Energy for their seismic testing to once again revisit the FPIC protocol to make sure that what U.S. Capitol does is in keeping with international standards according to the FPIC that we filed with the court. And you know that the government, once we file that protocol, we must abide by it. It's not just words on paper. So we're doing our very best. Our CEO, Ms. Santos, has met with the principals of U.S. Capitol. We intend to fully cooperate to have that company do their best to comply, and of course with the oversight of our ministry. Now, I did digress a little there to talk about U.S. Capitol, but coming back to the issue at hand, government does find it necessary to assure and to reassure private landowners that their rights cannot and should not be eroded because of the ruling of the court. There will have to, as I have always said, there'll have to be a balancing act, and where necessary, we will define boundaries, and where necessary, we will try to mediate the various rights. Now, what we have said in the release is that it is quite within the right of Maya people to respectfully request that government and other private entities refrain from further land acquisition, further leases and titles, etc., until we can put the legislative framework in place. So they're well within their right to expect that there will be respect and consultation according to the FPIC, no doubt.